Every movie plays by its own rules. We don't find things to be believable in a vacuum. Things become believable based on the rules that the film establishes.
I see.
How vulnerable are these characters? What is the physics of this world? What is the range of these characters' behavioral tone?
You're supposed to be my lab partner.
I am.
No, you're not. You're disloyal.
In this scene, Rumi is hiding something from Mira. Can Mira not see right through it? In this movie? No. But it feels tonally consistent. The rules of each film have different levels of realism, which is often reflected in how a movie is shot. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is a movie about a sentient shell with shoes on, and yet it scores exceptionally high on realism. The rules of this world are virtually identical to the real world, which is reflected in its documentary-style shooting.
I like myself, and I have a lot of other great qualities as well.
That's perfect.
Okay.
But it's not just about the way you shoot your movie. Every choice you make communicates the rules you want to play by. The cars and bikes were not heard until they entered the frame. This sound design choice tells us about the cinematic rules of this film. Take another cinematic tool like slow motion. This isn't that far away from how we perceive the world, so it can be used within the context of high-level realism. But even slow motion can become a redundancy as you move further down the spectrum. At the tail end, you have to shoot your whole film with no slow motion and as a oneer. But today, we are talking about the opposite extreme.
What?
We are talking about a movie that abandons realism and leverages entertainment.
It's a takedown. So sweet, so easy.
K-pop Demon Hunters ventures into the realm of expressionism. Every cinematic tool is dialed up to 11. This is a masterclass in how emotional storytelling should be done. Has no one ever spotted them fighting demons? Do cameras not exist? He just wrapped the cloth around her arm by giving her a hug. How does that work? How did these demons know the lyrics to Takedown? What is the audience saying right now? Like, do they think these are special effects? If these are the questions you're asking, you miss the point. The style of the film renders these questions redundant. If emotion is conveyed with power, the particulars are irrelevant. You don't need to explain the logical implications of every action. You just need to make us feel feelings. That is a stamp of emotional storytelling. Instead of being constrained to the boundaries of space and time continuity, the artists on this film made space and time expand and shrink according to their will. If a set is too small to perform a music number in, just expand it and remove all unnecessary information. If a joke is funnier when spatial continuity is ignored,
I'm sorry. What?
ignore it and change the blocking from one shot to the next. If you can think of a more entertaining choice to make it no matter what. This expressive, exaggerated, emotional form of storytelling is reflected in character acting, shot design, and camera movement. Compare these two styles of camera movements. These camera moves emulate how you would shoot this if it were live action. The camera fails to keep up with the character as if not knowing what the character is going to do next. Camera moves in K-pop Demon Hunters, on the other hand, are highly choreographed. Instead of interpreting how this motion might look like if shot on a real camera, they embrace expressionism, taking control of and designing every single frame. By abandoning realism, you are amplifying every cinematic tool at your disposal. You don't need to explain how characters get from point A to point B. You can just cut to the next shot where they have already changed positions, or you can just have a smash cut like this.
Use the palm, not just your finger.
You can overlook 180 rule, miles screen left, miles screen right, miles screen right, miles screen left, miles back to screen right. You can have exposition tools that unabashedly deliver relevant information about your characters.
We're here for Zoe! She's a rapper and lyricist.
She grew up in a...
Like, how is this not a definition of tell, don't show? And yet, no one gives a shit. It works. Done tastefully, no one questions it. Low level of realism leverages entertainment, while high level of realism makes the stakes more immediate. In the opening of Kubo and the Two Strings, Kuba's mother gets hurt, and the wound leaves a scar. In the following scene, Kuba gets burned by a drop of boiling water. The rules of the film are being established. It has high level of realism. Characters get hurt.
Okay, let me see.
Were you at any point concerned that the main characters in K-pop Demon Hunters might get physically hurt? I don't think I was. Huntrix is introduced as effectively invincible. And when these are the rules you choose to play by, when you are banking on entertainment, when characters' injuries are a premise of a joke, you are implicitly making your villain less of a physical threat. So, what do you do?
So we can make a new one.
Well, you can have your protagonist's internal conflict take over and serve as the primary antagonistic force. The main characters don't defeat the demons by virtue of overpowering them. Overpowering the demons is the consequence of Rumi's self-acceptance and the Huntrix getting back together. Conversely, when you ramp up on realism, conflict can be found in the most basic of circumstances. Most of the conflict in Flow comes from the forces of nature. The threats are simple but effective. Here is a story beat prompt: getting distracted. In K-pop Demon Hunters, getting distracted is played for a joke. In Flow, getting distracted is a legitimate difference between life and death. So, because in K-pop Demon Hunters, the physical obstacles are intrinsically not very threatening, the one thing I'm not on board with is this moment. The Demon King shoots the fire laser at Rumi, and she can't handle it, so Gino jumps in and sacrifices himself. The movie never sets up that the Demon King is this powerful. So to me, it feels like a made-up solution to a made-up problem. So how can we fix it? Maybe, to demonstrate how powerful Demon King is, have him kill one of the hunters earlier in the film. Like Rumi's mother. Don't let a good tragedy go to waste. This would make the final battle a lot more impactful, and throughout the movie, knowing that the Demon King killed her mother, Rumi would have a more intense hatred for demons, making her internal conflict more powerful. Here's a question I kept asking while watching K-pop Demon Hunters.
Like, what's up, danger?
Are animated movies just better than live action? The Wild Robot? Now this? I love live action films, but they never make me feel feelings quite the way animated movies do.
How it's done, done, done.